Okay, excuse the weather, it once again is horrible. Even today there's been multiple power cuts, so yes, it has been a bit challenging. I am still cracking on with some of my modelling. I have got this City Backscene by Pico. It's not as good, if I'm honest, as the Gauge Master ones, but yeah, I'm making the most of it. It also is not in the same height, but I have an idea to raise the height as well as give it a more realistic sky than this paper, to go with more of that the photographic version, I guess, that Gauge Master went with. I have got a Gauge Master Sky Backscene. My idea is to cut the buildings out and then put the, well, layer the city skyline, the Pico one, on top of the Gauge Master Sky. That will give it the height in the background that I need to be doing this live, I haven't got my words. It will give it the height needed to have it all level, basically, but also, yeah, hopefully blend it in a bit better. I also trimmed off the edge where this tree is to hopefully suit that tree line there. It will of course look a bit different from going from a city to this industrial area, but I might try and solve that in a later down the line with some scenery or something, and try and blend the two in. It's going to be a bit difficult, but I'll do my best. You know, I want this city vibe. Plus, depending on how big the Cardiff station is, that is going to sit here, and that may overlap into industrial, so I might end up extending the city further along. But yeah, for now this is what I'm doing. I'm gradually cutting through this Pico Backscene. I did both corners first, but yeah, using these metal templates for track, I'm able to get some nice cuts. I'm only using my knife, you know. It's yeah, it does the job. I've got the radio on as well, which is quite pleasant until it cuts out when the power goes. But yeah, obviously for license reasons you can't hear it. We all know how they work on YouTube and all these other platforms. But anyway, I've waffled on long enough about this project. Once this is done, I will most likely use double-sided tape, stick it to the Backscene, and then put that up on the empty slot there. I have got some other Backscenes as well for my Carmarthen area down there, or what will be Carmarthen, supposedly. Once again, Pico, you know, they're not perfect, but I will make do with what I've got for now until I find something better. If Gauge Master do release a city skyline, I will most likely replace this with their own, and yeah. I just wanted to show you what my strategy was for this. As you can see, I've now began to stick down the one Pico Backscene on top of the Gauge Master Sky Backscene. What I have done is basically use double-sided tape. After having a bad experience using glue on previous Backscenes, I thought, right, this is a lot easier. And as you can see, I've also stuck little bits on each building. Reason is, if it's not obvious for some people, I don't want them flapping about. I know that might be just silly, but over time, once this goes up, that will bother me. It will be just there'll be little bits flapping about. And yeah, for this simple reason right now, it's just, okay, time consuming, but I think it's worth it. We can hopefully stick this down and have no issues with them. But yeah, at the moment, I'm thinking it looks really good. I've chopped another little bit out. I bought two, lucky enough. This is that bit there, but with the entire tree, as I chopped it, of course, for it to fit there. Now that is going to sit on the end and hopefully look okay, but we'll see. You know, that is just going to be down. That section there is only going to be down at the end of the board. We can hide it. It can be manipulated later. So yeah. Anyway, I'm going to crack on. Now I don't usually do these kind of videos, but I thought, why not? Give it a go. I am of course blind and partially sighted, so naturally things are challenging, and who wants to be seen struggling and having difficulties doing something? Probably nobody. I've never met somebody who does. So yeah, normally when you see my videos, they're just already, the work's been done. Either you've seen photos of before and then after. Where on this occasion I thought, yeah, you know what, I'm just peeling tape and then just sticking stuff down, why not just do a little video. Time lapse it so it speeds up, and yeah, show you what I've been up to really. But I'll keep it short, there's no reason for you to watch the entire video as it's quite lengthy. I'll crop it and do all sorts. Separate to what I'm working on now, I am thinking of prioritising my YouTube channel and the model railway side of things to try and give you a video every Monday. So whether you want to call it Monday modelling or modelling on Monday, whatever, that's my idea at least, is whatever work I do, put some time aside to get a video out and make some progress on the model railway sometime in the week, and then deliver a video each Monday. If I can do more, great. If not, my promise is to try and get you a video each Monday from this point going forward. Okay, moving on to the next piece. Of course, that little offcut I cut out earlier. I did have trouble sticking this one down, just more accurately keeping it in line. At first it nearly went down just with a wonk to it, but I was lucky enough to be able to peel it back up and re-stick it, and luckily it's turned out quite well, or quite nicely. So whilst I carry on working here, I might as well tell you about what my plans are for my next video. Now that I've got a city back scene on the left hand side where the Cardiff Central will be, I can't really work on the Carmarthen area really, so I plan to get back to the track. I plan to hopefully start laying as much down as possible and get it in place. I need to put in the branch line going to Aberystwyth. That needs to go in before I do too much, because, well, I imagine putting it in later will be, well, it won't be difficult, it'll be just awkward, won't it? Being right at the back of the board, trying to incorporate a line, especially if I start putting scenery down. Scenery's got to be a no-go, hasn't it, until all the track is down. Doing the second tier where Aberystwyth Station will sit will be easy enough, you know, you can just add some stilts and then just put an extra board on top. So I'm not too worried about that, as long as I've got the branch line, the elevation stretch going up to that board in place, so it's there when I need it, I think is important. I'm using a lot of the Pico Flexi Track. I use it mostly for convenience. You know, you can cover a lot of ground with that Flexi Track than you can just using so many little pieces. Now there's always room to improve, and as you go on and continue working in whatever trade, you're always going to get better at things, aren't you? You're going to learn from your mistakes and move forward. As you can see, there's a horrible, still a wrinkle effect. Even though I've not used glue, it's because I didn't use the double-sided tape down the centres. I only did the top and round the bottom. Well, wrinkles, horrible. This is the new piece, and apart from there, no wrinkles. And that's because I went to the extra length of putting more double-sided down in the middle. And yeah, it might be hard to tell on the camera, but as I said, there's, apart from that one corner there, isn't it? You can see it just a little bit. Shame really. Now I don't know whether that was caused just with me putting it onto the backboard there, but yeah, maybe I'll put a plane or a helicopter or something there just to hide it. But yeah, overall I'm happy with that. More importantly, I'm happy with how I've joined the back seam. So I've used that section there and I've doubled it up there. But I like how I've done it, because even though there's a lip here, I made it look like it's a side street going off behind this building here, and there's possibly alleyways and whatnot. I really am happy with how that actually turned out, that joint. So yeah, I'm very happy with that. I think that's a good point to stop though. Like I say, I do plan to bring a board somewhere across to here. So yeah, that might be a good idea. And then just another city scenic here on the left. Obviously with entrances for the trains, but I don't know, I've not got around to it yet, and it's hardly a priority. But overall, yeah, I'm happy with that. I may extend the city back scene. It will depend on the station. It may come out to about here, because if you have a look, once again, another bad joint. Do you see the level difference between both sections there? But yeah, see that more. But yeah, I half want to tear it all down and redo it, but I'm never going to move on, am I? Nothing's changed over here. Not yet, anyway. I didn't test my loco again. I've taken it back up to the house and stayed there basically. I do keep most of my locos up there just for security reasons. I don't want to keep them in here. They're too expensive to, well, some of them anyway. That's the offcut of the other piece. And what else was I going to say? Yes, that was it. Come over here. Some more snippers, because I couldn't find my other ones. I now have 4 of these. There are 2 lying around somewhere that I cannot find. And yeah, I ordered 2 new ones. The reason I've gone with 2, one's for cutting track and one's for cutting the point motors. Why? Because when you cut the point motors, I find it blunts the snippers. So when you want to cut the track, you end up with like a little kinky bit at the end. So yeah, 2 separate cutters for 2 different purposes. What I might do is just get some tape and stick it around one of the handles so I know exactly which one does which. The only other thing is I saw a YouTuber using them and thought what a great idea, and that is the metal templates. I had the blue one, didn't I, earlier for cutting my board. These are very helpful. These are my words. Sorry, yeah. To try and get your track accurately aligned, yeah. I went with the straight, small radius, and there is a large radius at the back there as well. Sorry, I'm looking at what I'm doing more than the camera. So yeah, I plan to put them to good use. So track cutters, templates. I have no reason now why I can't crack on. It just won't be today. I'm going to call it here now that I've done that little bit. Just simply I've got other things to do. As I said, that might go there and maybe a bit more up to there, I don't know. It depends really. Because even that is not going to look too bad, is it? Get rid of this, though, do the same trick I did with that one. See, look at that, compare the difference. Okay, there is a difference between those two. But this one from Pico just, yeah. I'm glad I switched, took the time to cut out the city and put it on the Gauge Master. I know there is a difference, but I don't know, I prefer it personally. You'd probably say there is a closer match between those two, but those two I mean, but yeah. Personal preference and all that. Right, I don't think there's anything else to cover really. No. So I'm going to end it there.